ẹ jẹ́ ká tún lecture ara wa ní ọ̀sán yìí ní Friday. Let me lecture a lot of Nigerians about the creation of Nigeria in 1957, 1958, 1959, and ọmọ Yorùbá káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and a lot of you know me as Koiki Media. And as one of the so many media platforms, you might probably be seeing visibility of these because this is my Facebook, and you can see right there, that is our YouTube, and we also have below there our other platform. Today is Friday, Ọjọ́ Kẹta nínú oṣù Kejì 2023. So many Nigerians do not and will never have the privilege to get close to this building. I repeat again, so many Nigerians, you will never get close to this building. But this building is a very, very important building that I'm going to explain to us. As a lot of Nigerians are gathering their PC and they want to vote for Olule, they want to vote for Atiku, they want to vote for Peter Obi, what they've never understood is, níbo gangan ni wọ́n ti gbé ọ̀rọ̀ Nigeria dìde. I told you I have lived in this country for the last 24 years. This building, tó wà lẹ́yìn mi, was where the 1957 conference, the 1958 London conference, ẹ ti máa gbọ́ London conference. Ìwọ ní láti débẹ̀ mọ́. This is why Koiki Media is there. Koiki Media brings it closer to your doorstep, so that ìwọ tó wà ní Okoko Maiko, ìwọ tó wà l'Ákúrẹ́, ìwọ tó wà ní Ìlọrin, ìwọ tó wà ní Ọ̀fà, ìwọ tó wà nílùú Ọ̀yọ́, tó wà ní Lagos State, tó wà ní Ọ̀ṣun State, those of you in the southeast, in the northern part, as long as you cannot get a visa to get to UK, this is the building they called the London Conference of 1957. On the other side there, I cannot move the camera because I have a phone here, is the Buckingham Palace, but we're going to get there later on. The question you should start asking yourself now is, how did we get to the making up of Nigeria? The making up of Nigeria was in 1914. And Teba calculate, I want somebody to give us a quick calculation. What is the difference between 1914 up to 1960? Probably maybe about 20 years. So what is Nigeria? Nigeria has been in existence in 1914. But what we did not get in 1914 was what we called independent. What saw Nigeria? I want to pe Nigeria ní Nigeria. The future, the creation of what is known as what you are fighting for today was in 1914. But kó tó di pé a gba independent in 1960, it took us another 20 years. But níbi tí wọ́n ti wá gbé ọ̀rọ̀ independent dìde tó di pé Baba Awólọ́wọ̀ did not create Nigeria. Azikiwe did not create Nigeria. Tafawa Balewa did not create Nigeria. There 46 years. We have a lot of mathematicians. So, láti 1940, láti 46 years after tí wọ́n ti pè wá ní Nigeria ni àwọn Baba Awólọ́wọ̀ wá dìde pé ẹ ní sùúrù, ẹ̀yin òyìnbó aláwọ̀ funfun yìí, ẹ̀ ń rẹ́ wa jẹ, ẹ jẹ́ káwa náà dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlú, because Ghana was already independent before Nigeria. So when the Awolowo, so those of you that always say, I am too young, who is going to lead? Awolowo was already in the lead, fighting for the independence of Nigeria on his own youth age. The audio is good. Maybe you have to come back out. Am I disturbed while listening? Please. I don't want any distraction. So all these audio clear. Out. There's nothing wrong with the audio. because you are the only person saying there's no audio. And I'm serious now. I don't want to be distracted. If not, we'll probably have to take you out. Now, when Nigerians are saying that we are fighting for Nigeria, Nigeria was created in 1914. And 46 years after, 4 decades, I have not even lived 46 years in this country. But it was after 46 years, thank you so much, Mr. Rotimi. After 46 years, the creation of independence now took place. Follow me very well, okay? Don't get lost. Nigeria was created in 1914, but we did not even get independent as a country after 46 years. When Awolowo and the rest started now were born, they were born after 1914. So Awolowo was not there when they were making Nigeria. Those that were there in that era were deceived. It was a deceit by the British Empire of that era. The British Empire of that era knew what they were doing. So they quickly amalgamated Nigeria and did not even give us that independence after the amalgamation. So I hope you can get the message. So we were actually given amalgamation, but we did not get independent. So throughout 46 years, we were not in control of our resources. So nobody knew what was moved out of Nigeria, and that was why there was a problem in the Enugu. You've heard about the coal. There was problem in different parts of the country because nobody has a say. Yes, the British had people that were running affairs on their behalf of the Majesty, the King, as at that era. So, nígbà tí ó di pé, sorry for the people that are not understanding English, I need to speak a bit of more Yoruba so that those in my own community back home that do not even have, I say for you to smell this part of London, you will first go and apply for a visa. And if you get the visa, me and you, we will come back here and you will then start understanding what I am telling you. So those of you that sit at home and say, shut up there, come back home. No, I'm not coming back home, okay? Shut up. Baba Awolowo came here to negotiate during the conference in 1957, 1958, 1959. But while they were having all this conference, this is after 46 years. 46 years of the creation of Nigeria was when we were now saying, let us have a bit of freedom. You cannot become our same governor. I'm talking about then, because all they did was the British had people operating on their behalf in Nigeria. They have already created Nigeria, so they need people to run it on their affairs. They were probably using some Nigerians as civil servants, and this is where somebody like the guy we normally, Harold Will Smith. Harold Will Smith was brought to Nigeria, and they were working on behalf of the royal, His Majesty, because it was not a queen. It was not a female then. There was a king. Now, when they were asking for independence, Awolowo was born in 1909. So, if Awolowo was born in 1909, thank you so much, that means Awolowo was still a baby. 1909, 1910, 12, 13, 14. So, Awolowo was just 4 years old. Babawa, late Chief Obafemi Awolowo, was 4 years old. Thank you so much for somebody that brought to my attention that Awolowo was born in 1909. So he was born before the 1914 amalgamation, but he was a baby. It's like just your own children. He does not understand anything. But when Awolowo started growing up, they started understanding that, let's see what is going on. They started forming political parties. And then, do you know what happened? Thank you so much, Clement. So Awolowo died in 1987, but he was born 4 years before the amalgamation. I don't know when Azikiwe was born, but I'm sure somebody can help us for those of you at home, because I have like 2 hands operating. One is for, Ajasa. This one is holding, and I have another phone at the bottom. Why am I bringing this education to some of you? Because you have been deceived with history for a very long time. And our job for people like us that have been able to run away, I run away from Nigeria. So don't let anybody fool you that Zeke was born in 1905. Thank you so much. So Zeke is 1 year older than, Zeke is 1 year below Awolowo. So Zik was born in 1905. I don't know when Tafawa Balewa was born. When all these individuals, nígbà tó wá bí wọn, they were growing up, just as you nourish baby. Baby started growing up. You feed the baby. A lot of you don't have money to feed your children anymore. But then they were feeding them. They were growing. They were growing. They were growing as Nigerian. So they got to a stage in their life, probably maybe in their 20s. They started asking questions. Why do we still have all these? My mom doesn't like me calling them white people. So I will use the word Onyibo people. So when you hear Onyibo people, you know I am referring to these people. Because my mom doesn't like that word. And I love my mom so much. So they are doing some work there, so don't worry. I've been to the front gate, but I cannot get into this building. But Awolowo, Azikiwe, and Tafawa Balewa, they were able to get into this building. So the closer I can get to this building is here. So those of you that is trying to fix Nigeria, the closer you will get to this is through my video until you get a visa to get to UK. And then Zik was born in 1904. Okay, it's too mixed up there. There's somebody say 1905. I don't know what is going on, so I'm not going to be distracted. So what I'm trying to explain to us now is, let's now come forward. When they were asking for the right to independence, it was not an easy task. And we're not very fatal. As me and you are asking for our right to self-determination, Awolowo and the rest were also asking for right to independence because they were tired of the colony as at that time. They were tired of the system of that era to be telling them what to do. Every information has to come from the Buckingham Palace. And up to today, even our Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, must still go through the king before he can be working for the king. So the party can say we want a prime minister, but it is up to the king. We don't have a queen anymore. She died. It is up to the king to decide whether you will be representing my people. So this is the structure, the monarchy system that we should have been using in our own kingdom if this was not destroyed. So Tafawa Balewa was born in 1912. Thank you so much. So what am I trying to gain out of this conversation is, you might not know, okay? There are people going on the excursion, I don't know where they're going, so you can see they're going on they take them around, they tell them things. This is what we should be doing. Thank you so much, for the super chat. This is what we should be doing. We should be taking elderly people around Yoruba land and telling them history. But history has been removed now. They purposely remove what you should have learned from secondary school. This that I'm telling you now, everybody should have known this from primary school. So let's fast forward. 46 years later, some people were fighting. Now, they were really, they might not be fighting with guns and weapons and blow, but they were fighting the Onyibo people to get independent. One jà láti gba independent. Thank you so much, my sister Modukbola Lee, all the way from Germany. Sorry if I can't mention anybody. She's a media. That's why we have given her recognition. Once again, my name is Olami Koiki. You want to get to this place, you go and get visa, and then you can come and understand and feel it. You can smell it. I can smell it. Okay, so this is where, only God knows which of the room they were having the meetings from. And now, after my sister Mudupe, thank you so much. Sorry we couldn't catch up when you came to London, but I can assure you the next time you'll be in London, we will definitely come together here. We probably run a broadcast together. Sorry we couldn't catch up when you were in London some few months back. As I'm back again to my conversation, I am now saying to those Nigerians, the Nigerians that are saying, hey, shut up. Let me tell you, when they were now asking for independence, one berry for independence, and Olomberry, people that are not even my age mates, because Baba Awolowo was not my age mate when he was already asking the British for independence. So when people say, oh, you cannot be sitting in London, when you talk like this, they will arrest you. No, they cannot arrest me because it's a right to self-determination. And I'm not living in a shithole country. As you can see the way I dressed, I have already seen the officer in the front. The officer is in the front. There's a lot of cameras. So wearing this kind of camouflage does not mean anything. But it is because the British that gave us independence cannot even tell Nigerian government what to do anymore. Because why? Because they have given the military to the northern part of Nigeria. That's a different conversation entirely. But the conversation this afternoon is something took place here in 1957. 3 years before the Nigerian independence, they were, good afternoon to my beautiful mother, and if I don't greet anybody, because if she didn't give birth to me, I would not be here today. So since she has given birth, how many women today in Nigeria, they give birth, they throw the baby away, or they do abortion because they cannot survive? And there are so many British citizens, 16 years old. As long as you are not going to sleep with them as an adult, they can sleep with each other. Britain is the most high pregnancy in Europe before they left Europe. So some of you that think that because you have to be 30 years old, 23 years old before, no, you don't have to. You can be 16 years old and give birth in Nigeria. That is if the country was working. So many British citizens, 16 years old, they have children. Some of them have 2, some of them have 3, and they give them everything that is needed. But in Nigeria, a 30 years old cannot marry because the economy, the frustration is killing you every day. Let's leave that to one side. Listen carefully. The making of the Nigerian independence. Nibiti oro Nigerian independence ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀. Nibiti oro Nigeria independence in wáyé. The meeting that they were having, the round table meeting, the round table conversation. And let me get my other phone. A very busy day. Once again, once again, a very good afternoon. Tabaso fún yín pé ẹ support media. You can't support media. You ask for money all the time. No. We are different. I am not your Bole Kaja media. I come closer to this institution. The institution that gave who we are today as Nigeria. This institution is one of them. So, maybe you don't know. I'll tell you. Mufelomu, I hope this phone connects to my hotspot. So, once again, a very good afternoon to those of you that have joined us. So, in 1957, they had a meeting here. The meeting was very, very important. The meeting that they had, as they were having the meeting in 1957, they had another meeting, 1958, and they now decide that in 1959, we call us election in Nigeria. Only God knows that when that election was being prepared, the British Empire was speaking again to the northern part of Nigeria because they realized that Awolowo and Zik were just too powerful for them in terms of intellectual. What realized be Chori Baba Awolowo tí wọ́n wò yẹn, wọ́n rí pé brain bàbá yẹn ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ bí aago. And the British knew straight away that should we allow power to go to the southwest or the southeast, there will be problem. Should we allow Agbara kó lọ sí southwest or southeast, there will be problem. I don't know why this phone struggled to connect to the hotspot, but that is what it is. I would have gone through, the 1957 Moti Katele, but because now I'm using, and I'm doing another recording, because I'm doing another short recording that is completely, that one is not going to come now, later, so I don't want to disturb the phone. So again, we continue to tell you, support us. If I have 10 phones, it is worth it, because the job we are doing, it is important that we get the message to those of you that are saying that we want Nigeria. No, you cannot want Nigeria. Do you know why? Because Nigeria is the creation of the British Empire. So this is not connecting, not too sure why, so I'm just going to let it go. But to try, not Larry, it doesn't connect. So anyway, let's leave that to the side. So now let's come back close to home. Nígbà tó di 1957, they were sitting here, and let's change our hats. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wọ fìlà àwọn ọmọ ìran ọmọ aládé. Mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́rí pé all these things, let me show you the way I dressed to leave my house. This is the way I have actually, I dress so like a real soldier, soldier gidi. You can see I have the inner one, and I also have this one as well. So you can see all these things doesn't mean anything. So let me leave this one because I'm now feeling a little bit hot. So let me wear this particular one. Now, nígbà tó di 1957, before 1957, àwọn bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ at Zik, they were already forming, just organization, just as we have Ìlànà now. Hey, Ìlànà ti kówó jẹ, Ìlànà da, just as we have YSDM. They were already forming organization. Ẹgbẹ́ tí ń jáde. And nínú ẹgbẹ́ yẹn wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń ṣe ìpàdé. Báwo la ṣe máa gbára wa kúrò lọ́wọ́ àwọn òyìnbó? Just as we are doing right now. We are not doing anything, we are not violating any law. Let me say something to you. It does not matter my ultraness. Some of you think because when I say we are going to fight. No, the British also came with a lot of weapons when they were also invading us. So, but people think because of some of my ultraness, baby Sheman sorrow, we problem. No, it's not a problem, okay? But that is not where we are going today. We are educating ourselves. So, nígbà tó di and tó bá ti sọ nonsense, a jẹ́ pé ibi báyìí kọ́ ló ti máa lè wá frustrate àwa níbí báyìí. I don't even have to talk about whoever that person is. So you just get banned from this platform. That's it. Ẹ máa bi mí pé what is the way forward? Èmi ni kẹ́ máa bí. So bí etí ọ gbàṣọ mọ́gbọ́ wa létí àtẹ̀yìn àtẹ̀mí. À ń sọ the reality fún yín pé tá a bá jáde ní títì ẹ lọ sí anywhere ni mo sọ. Tí kò bá sí crisis a lọ sí anywhere. So ẹni ẹ ti kúrò a lọ máa wò lórí Wo TV. Now nígbà tó di 1957, but before 1957 àwọn bàbá wo lọ́wọ́ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í pàdé pé báwo la ṣe máa gbára wa kúrò lọ́wọ́ àwọn amúnisìn, because they were actually using Nigeria for their own gain. They were not helping the territory that they were milking from. So what then happened? The Zik, the Awolowo, were like the leaders of the time. They were not even up to my age. I am in my 40. And that person now that is commenting is asking me, what is the way forward? I'm sure it's probably maybe not even up to the age of Baba Awolowo when Awolowo was asking for the right to independence. Then what happened? These buildings, then wait. Take a look at that building. Like I said to you, for you to get close to this building, you must go and get a UK visa, or you must have got a visa if you're living in UK and you can approach it. But if you are watching from Nigeria, tó bá ń wò mí láti Nigeria, ibi tí ìpàdé ti jáde lélẹ̀, ìpàdé 1957 tó ń pè ní London Conference. And the London Conference was held. There were discussions, they were talking, they were writing notes. They were then taking the report back to their own region. Region alone. Because there was the western region, there was the northern region, and there was also the northern region, the western region, and the other region that was also in operation. But we wanted something, and that was independence. We wanted independence because independence is different from what we were using from 1914, 46 years. Imagine we were amalgamated and the British refused to give independence until after 46 years. You can see the pain of the people of that era. I'm talking about the Awolowo, the Azikiwe. They were saying things and they were like, kidding, you're right. I'm sure when they were coming to UK then, the weather was bad. I don't know whether they came by plane, whether they came by boat, but the weather was bad. The weather is still fair now that I can dress as it is, but I can imagine, there's now been a lot of climate change, there's more industry, and all this climate wahala. Don't let us talk about climate in Yoruba land yet. Develop our no. When we finish developing, we can be talking about climate change. For now, there's no industrialization in Yoruba land. So, akoko gbọ́dọ̀ ní industrialization kó tó máa bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ climate change. But before we can even get to that, let's talk about what took place behind this yellow building, this building. Very, very magnificent building. Ilé àwọn lára àwọn bíi ilé ọba. And if I go and give you a view quickly, if you look at that view, behind me that view, just for a few minutes, I might change part again. So, behind me in that view, there was something I should have bought that hold all my phones, but I actually sent it to my team back home. Sorry, white building, don't worry. Ilé ọba nìyẹn, níjọ́ náà long. Google views here. So I probably want to show you, some of the views here so that you can now understand that and that's why they don't want Nigeria to go, because they were living in like a empire. They were living very big. All these areas, I can imagine in 1957, window, London, but they will be very cold. They will need a lot of jackets. They will need a lot of you see, this is not fashionable. It's because of cold, just to block this side. When people put their hands in the air, emperor, I have a lot of people that are going to help me with my English. English is not our language, but I wish I can speak Yoruba very well than the one Timon saw. I wish I can write with Yoruba than English, because the English that we were giving was a fraud. The English that we are using today is a fraud. It is not our language. So after that period, how are you doing? Hello. How are you? Good. Don't worry, I'm just doing my history lesson here. So, like I said, we don't fight with the British people. So, sorry, gbogbo time era yẹn, ayékáyé ló ń jẹ. But ẹ ti rí building yẹn, a sì máa padà sí building yẹn, but mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ máa rí view. So wá rí gbogbo bíbá yìí, àwọn bàbá olówó níjọ́ náà lọ́ máa pé, ọmọ bí London ṣe rí lélẹ̀. But they will be very cold, because as at that time, it is a very extreme weather. But in the midst of that weather, they were asking for one thing alone that brought them to London. We want to have our own independence. Eshegon, Yalalu Barika. Barika Jimon to all our Muslims across Mokibugo Muslim to Beni UK. Mokibugo Malala too. Mokibugo in Christiani. Mokibugo àwọn tó support APC PDP. Abayija. But in time bere ni pé ṣé creation Nigeria in 1957 ṣé òun là ń lò lẹ́ni? Ṣé the creation of Nigeria tí a gbà independent yẹn ṣé òun là ń lò lẹ́ni? And can any of your political party guarantee that they will take us back to the 1960 regional government? Nobody wants to talk about that. Not that they don't know. Femi Gbajabiamila knows this. All the Yoruba people knows this. Fayemi, he knows all this. Every one of Bisa Konde, Bode George, Gbogbo, they know that what Baba Awolowo fought for, that they are now wearing a Awolowo cap. Are we saying that what I am saying, that our current vice president, Yemi Osinbajo, no. Yemi Osinbajo knows this. Every one of them knows this, but they are not going to tell you because they want you to remain as Nigerian, and the argument is they cannot take you back to the 1960 of what Awolowo and Zik and Tafawa Balewa when they were demanding for independence. So those that are saying that go and get your PVC, are you getting your PVC for the regional government period, or are you just going to continue with the continuation of what we are discussing, that the 1999 constitution, the fraudulent system that they've used? All these our Yoruba politicians, they know it. All the Igbo but they want to become powerful. They want to, if possible, a Yoruba Barawo would like to buy this Buckingham Palace. I'm not joking, no. If possible, they want to buy this building and make sure that they erase whatever is in that building, and somebody like me cannot come and give you the history of this building. So today, my job is not to come and fight you. It is just to open. It looks like I keep moving away from the camera. Let me move this like this. So that, because I keep moving away from the camera here. I have one hand that is also holding my Facebook. So what am I trying to explain to a lot of you? Awolowo wa jà fún kankan, but today the Yoruba politicians are not fighting the same agenda like Awolowo. But every time they're coming out, like Tinubu goes to Yoruba land and campaign that Emi Lokan, Omo Lomo kì í ṣe di bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ kagbele kesi elomi. But inti Awolowo wa fight fún nínú building yìí. Maybe we should stick to the building. We will still go towards that side. So, but let's stick to this building first, because ele gongo lo jẹ wá lógún. Because Omo Yoruba mi, Omo Igbo mi, Omo Hausa mi, they've never seen this building more. They fẹ́ kí igi kankan kó disturb me. Let me move a little bit again. I want you to see the building very well. So let's move towards the building again, because I don't want you to miss anything. Today, as calm down. Somebody, a Yoruba man is still asking me, so Koiki, what are we going to do again? You're asking me what to do again. I have told you that the British does not want us to go. The British does not want us to go. So if you don't create what you have to create, you are going nowhere. So today, I think the building is even much. Can somebody do my screenshot and send it to me later? Hey, make sure you send me the screenshot. Send my screenshot. I told you we are not Bole Kaja media, okay? A real media comes out and educates you from inside and outside. I understand those that are not in UK, but as long as you are in UK, it is your responsibility so that, because some of you have, look, let me move away from the building. You can see the building. That is the building where Awolowo was having conversation for independence. But today, our Yoruba politician, Kilon Shenisi, our Yoruba politician say, hey, Ejekalo Dibo, hey, PC, and all they do is Wasiu, and you me Wasiu, Olegbemi Wasiu, and Wasiu just sing and sing and sing, and every Yoruba go home and they go and vote. There's not even anything to say. Buhari came. It is the same Tinubu that brought Buhari. So what Buhari could not finish, Tinubu think he can come and finish it. How? How is he going to come and finish it? What Atiku could not get when he was the vice president, he now wants to come back and complete it. As if Oyedileni. What Peter Obi could not fix in Anambra, he now think he can come and fix it in Nigeria. Are you serious that they can fix exactly what we got in the London conference of 1957, 1958, 1959? And that election was rigged. So the first ever election in Nigeria was rigged by the British Empire, by the British colony, by the British government in the favor of the northern part of Nigeria today. So everybody that is crying and shouting, all these your influencer on social media, every one of them knows this. But they are saying, no. Let's not go back to that history. Let us just move forward. We cannot move forward because the negotiation that took place in the London Lancaster House. If you don't pay the Lancaster House, this is the Lancaster House. This is the building where they were having serious conversation for the independence of Nigeria. But today, what is the solution? Àwọn Yorùbá politician kọ́kọ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn pé ṣé in tí a gbà wá ní 1957-58 ṣóhun là ń lò? And tó bá dé jẹ́ pé òun kọ́ là ń lò, how do you expect them to take us back with the same system that they've been setting up? Every one of you must wake up. They do not want your life to be better. If you get out of Nigeria, there's no problem. Just like I did 24 years ago. But should you remain in Nigeria and be asking me what is the way forward? The way forward is millions of Yoruba people must ask for their right and must come out onto the street of Lagos, come out in every part of Yoruba land and lock down the state and ask that we are not going back to 1957, 1958 anymore. It is too late. Ewo wahala táwọn bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ ṣe, the Zik, the Tafawa Balewa, but the British were smart. They saw Zik and Awólọ́wọ̀ as highly intelligent. So they were speaking. When they finished meeting here, when everybody goes to their hotel, I don't know where they were heading to, they'll probably go and have another meeting with the Northerners and say, look, we know what we are going to do. I told you by the time some classified information is released, some of you, I hope your grandchildren will not swear at you for not supporting the agenda of the Yoruba nation today. Because wahala táwọn bàbá yẹn ṣe lénìí is been destroyed by the Yoruba politician. Gbogbo wahala tí àwọn bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ ṣe àtàwọn Zik, it has now been destroyed. So everybody is now saying, okay, we understand your plight. I know you are angry, you are upset, you don't like to know. I told you, I don't have any problem with Tinubu. Tinubu should know that what Awólọ́wọ̀ got was also something that they gave him half-cooked meal. Awólọ́wọ̀ was half-cooked because the British knew that should Awólọ́wọ̀ become the first premier or the first prime minister or the first president of Nigeria, there would be a wahala. So what they did was, they told the North, we know what to do. The first thing they did was, which is what they are still using today. You know what they are using today? They are using that analogy, the North as the number. No, it was the British government that rigged the first census in Nigeria that gave the Northerner that opportunity more than the other part of the region. So Taban sọ pé wọ́n ní number ní North. Buddy, Britain, the British government, ló manipulated. They gave more to the North. They inflated the numbers. So today, the North are telling you, we have the numbers. We have the bigger local government. It is all part of the system that was manufactured, that was created to suppress the indigenous people. How do we then come out of the mess? Your Yoruba politician will not support this agenda. Forget it. If anybody bá jókòó anywhere pé Ọlọ́run ló dá Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀, ẹ kọ́kọ́ tútọ́ yẹn dànù. That is all lies. Ọlọ́run kọ́ ló dá Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀. Àwọn tó dá Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀ inú system yìí ló wà. And if anybody is now saying, but we need to be part of the system. We need to be part of the political system to get a referendum. If we have another 8 years, 16 years, 24 years of Yoruba president, you cannot get a referendum out of Nigeria. So, tí o bá ní 16 years of Yoruba president, 8 years Tinubu bá tán, kó tún lọ gbé Ọ̀ṣínbàjò wọlé 8 years, kó tún gbé another person wọlé 8 years, and 24 years constantly. There's no way you can change it. You know why? Because something is cooking from underneath that will continue to crush whoever wants to do so. And let me say this clearly. The Nigerian military knows this. The Nigerian military are very, very expert. They understand this game very well. And that is why the first thing they did was destroy everything that could reflect what got here in 1957. Destroy it. And I believe, and I know, after years to come, classified information will point finger at the British for all the atrocity and crime since the independence that took place in Nigeria. But Nigerians are probably saying, maybe we should just get Peter Obi in, and Peter Obi will come and solve this problem. And I asked them, how is Peter Obi going to solve the problem? How? Peter Obi, how will Peter Obi resolve this problem? Peter Obi cannot solve the problem. Peter Obi does not have what it takes to resolve the problem. The whole structure, the whole system needs to fall apart and allow a new nation, not a new Nigeria. Some people are saying, there will be a new Nigeria. What do you mean by new Nigeria? You are still using the same name that was put together by the colonial master. So if anybody says, let us have a new Nigeria. I've had some pastor, some argument. Some people are saying, we're going to have a new Nigeria. And the question is, how do you have a new Nigeria? So we're going to move slightly towards the palace, because I still have one more location to arrive and go to. And I guess I have done a bit of just to give you the understanding, the background, the feeling. And I guess I have a picture of the Secretary of State of that time. Let me show you his picture. I think I had a picture printout ready for today. There was a guy, this Oyinbo Pepe. So what I can do so that we can get his picture and lock it, take a screenshot. When I turn the camera around, so make sure you take his picture as well. I'll show the picture to you. That's his picture that you can see. So for those of you that are watching me, this is the guy. I need to be seeing myself. So once again, Moki Bugwale can see. Now I want you to make sure you're seeing the building very well. So let me bring this down. Yeah, that's it. We have to see the building very well. Moki Bugwale can see. A very good afternoon and welcome to the live transmission. So let's come this way. Once again, Nigeria is at the verge of breakup, and it is better it breaks now and save lives. So this is the guy I'm talking about. So this guy, Babate Woy, Sheri Abai, the Secretary of State of that time, he was probably sitting there with Awolowo, with Zik, with Obafemi Awolowo, and the rest of them, and they were having meetings to how Nigeria will become independent. He was the Secretary of State as at that period. And while they were having such meeting, you can be rest assured that he was having another meeting with the northern part of what is known as Nigeria. And one more person I have to show his face is this man, Lugard, with his mustache. You can see Lugard. You can see Lugard there. So that is Lugard. So all these individuals were part of the creation of what is known as Nigeria today. But so many Nigerians do not know that this is your grandfather. This is the man that you are trying to save British Empire for. He was the governor administrator that brought the union of what is known as Nigeria today. And everything that took place in that particular building known as Lancaster House, Lugard was also, I'm sure, involved one way or the other. So as we are going to wind down this particular broadcast, I can bring my camera back here again. As we are just about to wind down here, we're going to take ourselves towards the palace. But before I do that, I need to get myself tidy up a little bit so that we can then move towards, the palace, where we can now have a bit of Buckingham Palace, and then I can move. So let me show you one of the... Once again, a very good afternoon to every one of you that have joined me so far in this live transmission. So I'm just going to get myself together, and then we're going to move from this location. I still have one or two more locations to visit, because Nigerians at home do not understand the reason why we are saying we should break away from the union that was put together by the British in 1914. And until everybody understands that we are not who we are told we are, then you will remain in abject poverty, and your life will remain, in a situation where you will get angry. You're not going to get angry with me. You're going to get angry with yourself, because those that created this contraction. All I can say to you is, I just want to get myself together, and then let's move a little bit. So let's turn the camera to the front, and let's get straight to... So bear with me. There's going to be some movement. I might manage it. If there's any movement, there's nothing I can do to that. I'm just trying to make sure that we have everybody carried along. So now let's go and see a little bit of the Buckingham Palace while we continue with this live transmission. Once again, before we go, that is the building, all chandelier lights, coffee, tea. It's a conference center, and this is where London conference that took place to the making of Nigeria also started, as you can see there. And imagine, ọgbà tó yẹ káwa náà máa lò fáwọn ọba wa, àwọn ọba aládé, tó bá jẹ́ pé we are running a full monarchy system. The king, Ooni of Ife Ojaja II, should also have a beautiful palace where people around the world will be likely coming to visit, where we have hotel, we have reservation center, and people will be making money. The palace will be making money, but I'm not sure whether some of them understand some of what we discuss. But all they can do is they keep telling us, no, Oba ò lè dá sí o, Ọba tó bá dá sí, wàhálà máa ṣẹlẹ̀, ẹ má jẹ́ káwọn ọba dá sí. And yet, look at what the palace looks like today. I'm talking about the Buckingham Palace. Maybe you've not seen it before. Maybe you've seen it before, but that is the closer we can continue to tell you that let us get the hell out of what is known as Nigeria. Nigeria is at the verge of breakup. And it is better we let it break now so that we can save the next generation. Sorry once again. I'm trying my best, to make my hands very firm. But as you can see there, so you can see this is the Buckingham Palace. All this place was busy. Erranti, how many journalists came, when Queen died? How many journalists came to Nigeria when Alaafin of Oyo died? That is the difference. And I think I can just stay right here so that, once again, let me stay right here. As I always say, so Sherry Palace, Sherry. So Lancaster, Yoruba. Maybe you've never seen the palace before, but that is what the palace looks like. And you can see the amount of people, tourists, that visit this place yearly just to Dikini so that they can come, So Taban Sofun, Nigeria is not the country that you think it is. Nigeria, as we always say, is at the verge of breakup. This is Koiki Media bringing the world closer to your doorstep. So lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń gbọ́ wa tó ń wò wá bí a ti ṣe ń sọ fún yín pé ẹ jẹ́ ká dá dúró, ẹ jẹ́ ká kúrò nínú ràtìràtì, ẹ jẹ́ ká kúrò nínú Nigeria that is not working. Tó bá jẹ́ pé àwa náà ń lo the monarchy system. Maybe today some of us, will be better off, and we can have our king that we will respect. We can have our king that we would appreciate. We can have our king that we are going to love. But because everybody say, shut up, you this boy. And today, everybody is now crying. Everybody is asking questions. How do we come out of Nigeria? The only way we can come out of Nigeria is exactly what we are doing. Continue to bring to you awareness, things that you need to understand, and ask the question, Ṣé tá bá rán ní 24 years of Yoruba president, is he going to bring unity to Nigeria? Do you think that people that are not other ethnic are not going to cry? Just as we are seeing it being played out now. The ethnic card is being played out right now. When people are saying that Igbo ló kàn, àwọn kan ní no, kò kàn Igbo, àwa Yoruba ló kàn. And the fight continue. And that is why we are saying that instead of all these, why not let everybody go their separate ways? Let the Yoruba go their separate ways. Let the Igbo go their separate ways. The Hausa, some say, but since we have lived together for 62 years, that will be very, very difficult to do. I don't think so. I believe it's going to be very, very easy. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Where are you from?
Spain.
Spain. Hey. Hola, Mirelu. Èdè ló ń sọ yẹn. Àwọn ará Spanish. Èdè. Language. And right there, you can see why we are saying that. Àwa ọmọ ìran aládé. Yes, some of us that are outside are frustrated. We want to come back home. But those at home are saying, no. Let's continue the politics of Amalateba. The politics of Amalateba. And this is why we are saying Yoruba nation is the only way out. Yoruba people must now understand and take back what belongs to us. Nigeria does not belong to us. Nigeria was put together. I can imagine, they do not know, this palace, they will be having, memo, and the memo will be getting to Lancaster House. And if I go back and look and tell you, that is what the Lancaster House looks like again there. Fancy and with views here. So one thing I can say to those of us that all the time, Ejeka, get the hell out of Nigeria. Nigeria is for us. It doesn't work. Kò ṣiṣẹ́ f'arúgbó, kò ṣiṣẹ́ f'àgbàlagbà, kò ṣiṣẹ́ f'anybody. But today, millions of people have said, oh, we can use that PVC to chase away, Tinubu and bring Atiku, or we can bring Peter Obi. You cannot change the mentality, the structure, the failed institution, the nepotism, the subjugation. Nigeria is just a scam. The name Nigeria, like I told you earlier, was put together, not Cherry Boy, Tamansoy, Lugard. We keep talking about Lugard all the time. Lugard was following the instruction of the palace. Lugard was following the instruction of the Buckingham Palace, or whether there was a where Windsor Palace, Lottie, whatever they were doing. But instruction don't follow. So gbogbo what tó ń sọ pé o fẹ́ save Nigeria, you are actually saving Nigeria because of this man. This man tó ń wò yìí. Bàbá onírùngbọ̀n UK. So kí lẹ fẹ́ wá máa save Nigeria fún? Kí ló dé tí àwa náà dá dúró? Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tẹ́ ń wò tó ń lọ tó ń bọ̀ yìí. Àwọn náà lórí méjì, orí kan lọ́lọ́run dá torí pé mo rí èèyàn kan tó ń káàkiri ní títí lórí méjì. Orí mo mọ̀ pé àwọn kan máa ń ní conjoined twins máa ń wà tá máa ń rí lórí táwọn doctors máa ń fix. But the problem we have right now, ó ti kọjá ká máa deceive ara wa pé election máa wá fix ẹ̀. So gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń jáde, ẹ̀yin ìyá ọlọ́jà tẹ́ ń jáde, ẹ̀yin ọmọ ní mọ́tò tá à ń sọ fún pé Nàìjíríà ò lè work, tẹ́ ń sọ fún wa pé ká shut up. Well, àwa máa máa sọ tiwa. Nigeria is really in a distress. People need to understand that. And we cannot say, hello, where are you from? Germany. Yoruba land. Bye. Germany? Hello. Hello. How are you? You know, Germany. Germany. Hey, you know. Not sure. You fẹ́ kú fún Nigeria, you will just die for nothing. And I can only pity those of you that still does not understand the agenda of the Fulani Caliphate. They have an agenda from the day one, and that agenda is to keep every one of us together. So this is where we're going to end the first transmission. I got to keep moving again. We'll be coming back on again, so stay tuned onto the broadcast as we continue to educate you. Gbogbo àwọn kiri ẹni tẹ́ ń rí tó bá jẹ́ pàwọ́ nísìnyí ni èrè kí leléyìí, èrè tó wà lókè tẹ́ ń wò yìí, oríṣiríṣi èrè ló ní meaning, gbogbo àwọn èrè yẹn ló ní meaning. And let me show you one more view from this angle as well. Everything tẹ́ ń rí, gbogbo àwọn èrè yìí, every one of them ló ní meaning. But àwọn tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa, Emma, hello, how are you? Good. Ṣe rí pé kò gbọ́n ìbò kan lọ títí. Gbà tó òyìnbó kì í ṣe language ẹ̀. Tó bá yẹ pé mo sọ èdè sí nísìnyí, ó máa dá mi lóhùn dáadáa. But again, people love to live in denial. So, as I'm going this afternoon, we show you one more view. So that again is the Lancaster house, just some few adjacent to the Buckingham Palace. Ó dà pé king wà around because tí flag yẹn bá wà lókè, ó máa ń wà nílé nìyẹn. Tí flag yẹn bá wà nílẹ̀, kò sí nílé nìyẹn. So today, as I leave you in the hands of Elédùmarè, ìwọ náà máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ rẹ pé kí ló dé tó fi gbogbo àwọn èrè pẹ̀lú lion, torí pé lion nìyẹn níbẹ̀ yẹn. Every one of these things has a meaning. Táwa náà bá ń pe àwọn onílẹ̀ wa, àwọn kan máa ní no, ẹ má dárúkọ wọn. A lè bá wọn ṣe, àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe kò fi bá Kristẹni ṣe, Kristẹni ò fi bá Mùsùlùmí ṣe, but látayé báyé ni gbogbo wa ti ń bára wa ṣe o. Èmi náà ni ọmọ yín, àbúrò yín, olólùfẹ́ yín tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí Koiki Media. Ní rí jù báyìí lọ ní ètò ti ọ̀sán yìí. I'll be back again for more updates as we move into the next phase again. Have a very good afternoon. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá máa dé, ó máa dúró. Àwọn ọba mọ̀ ń tà ń sọ, ìjòyè mọ̀ ń tà ń sọ, baálẹ̀ mọ̀ ń tà ń sọ, àwọn politicians gbogbo wọn ló mọ̀ ń tà ń sọ. But they just don't want Nigeria to break because Nigeria is koko ọbẹ̀ for everybody. Have a very good afternoon and bye for now.